There's a manager, who you can't even whisper his name without something coming to life, right? There's a mythical manager of fighters who somehow can morph and become them at will. That man is none other than Ali Abdelaziz. I think that's his name. That's how you say it. Anyways, I want to make a video about him because he is insane, you know? I just want to go over a few things, right? A few crazy things. Obviously, Ali, great guy. His favorite month, so September. His favorite year is 2001. Just search up Ali Abdelaziz 9/11 if you want to check on that. Anyways, that's a joke. I just want to go over a few things because he's kind of going crazy after Islam Makhachev beat JDM at UFC 322, but he's kind of gone off the deep end. This is a very funny video. So this is Ali after UFC 322 with the Australian reporter. This guy's Australian. Let's just listen to the interview.
For Fox Sports Australia, joined by Ali Abdelaziz after Islam Makhachev gained the welterweight title at UFC 322.
Let's go.
Ali, congratulations. Your thoughts on what transpired?
Thank you. I think when Islam today, he defended the lightweight title 4 times.
Yep.
He just won a second title against a very tough guy, but he make it look like easy.
Yeah. Easy.
And if you look at Islam's career, there's no close fight. There's
no close fight. No close fight at all.
Close fight except a Volk fight.
The Volk. Dustin wasn't to and fro, even though he was up on the scorecards. Dustin wasn't giving him a ton of problems. He didn't get knocked out by Adriano Martins, or sorry, Pantoja. He didn't take He didn't take Moises to round 4. He's been just dominant, so dominant his whole career, and this is the capstone for it. All right. Let's keep going.
Guys look like they don't belong anymore. Now we have to have conversation.
Okay. So he talks about Islam being the GOAT. Hard to disprove, but let's skip towards the end, right? Listen to this.
Need to respect us.
And I think the world does. Ali, thanks so much for your time. Congratulations.
Okay. So Ali ends it off with like saying, "Hey, you need to respect us Dagestanis for what we do," which is true. You know, you have to respect them. They're consistent. Small part of the world. They got a lot of champions. They got a lot of hard work and hustle. So this Australian reporter is like, "All right, that's the end of this. Let's wrap this up." And then Ali has a special message for Australia. It looks like. What could this be?
I want to say, these Greg Jones, please deport him, brother. He make guys.
Look at that reporter's face, dude. Dude, let's get a slow-mo on that. So this is before hears Craig Jones. He is Australian, just so you know. So he's trying to end it off.
Please deport him, brother. He make guys.
Dude, the eyebrow raised to the mouth. He's like, "What the heck is this guy talking about? Deport Craig Jones." That's insane, is that not? So he wants to deport Craig Jones because Craig Jones is teaching MMA fighters jiu-jitsu. You heard it here first. All right. Ali, the wizard at MMA he is, he wants jiu-jitsu gone and Craig Jones deported from Australia. So what else could that be?
He's not good for MMA. Jiu-jitsu.
Not good.
Jiu-jitsu is not good for MMA.
Right.
And I think
Now, he is kind of spitting. Jiu-jitsu does kind of suck by itself. But that's why Craig Jones is never a jiu-jitsu only kind of guy. He'll teach a fighter who already has a good base in kickboxing, boxing like Volk, like JDM, who already has good bases and other stuff. Jiu-jitsu on top of that. But he is right, you know. Jiu-jitsu as a base doesn't work, but, you know. Craig Jones doesn't need to be deported because he's teaching guys jiu-jitsu, in my opinion. Ali would disagree. Let's keep on going.
There's so much better if you try to get up. But this boogie choke, all this stuff, it doesn't work.
Buggy choke doesn't work.
He talked a lot of shit too.
I was going to say.
Of course, JDM went for 5 buggy chokes in the Islam fight, definitely, which didn't work because Islam held half guard the whole time and didn't advance position. But, you know, JDM was going for those buggy chokes. That's why he lost. Let's see what at the end this
He
is.
feels disrespected by Craig Jones.
He's nobody.
He's nobody.
Guy tried to be relevant using MMA guys, but who cares?
Well, Ali,
Okay, that's important. He's a jiu-jitsu guy who tried to be relevant using MMA guys. That's almost as bad as a MMA manager trying to become relevant using MMA guys. But who would do that? Who would tweet off of MMA fighters that he manages? By the way, I don't know how much you know, but this guy manages Islam Ankalaev, Henry Cejudo, Justin Gaethje, Kamala Harris. No, Kayla Harris. He may manage Kamala Harris. I don't know. She may be. I think she's gonna fight at the White House card. Kamala Harris is. So that's. I didn't mean to drop that knowledge bomb, but yeah, he manages a lot of high profile fighters, and Kamaru Usman too. I'll bring that up later though. But anything at the end?
congratulations. Thanks for your time. Nico Parra, really
Again, that Australian reporter had a blast listening to Ali telling him that Australia should deport Craig Jones. So let's go on to my next thing. So let's look at... Oh, that was a little bit of a spoiler. So Islam Makhachev, after the JDM win, posts, "Jokes aside, Craig Jones needed to be fired. We have to make Australia great again." I wonder who said something very similar to that. So you have made a poll. Islam's known for his famous Twitter polls. So you have fire, 11.2%. Sent 2 to 3 years to Dagestan, 88.8%. Islam definitely posted that. What kind of weird MMA manager would try and become relevant off of their fighters? Let's move on. So you have need new haters. The old ones are starting to like me. And this is after Jan Hooker is praising Islam for stepping up to welterweight to fight JDM. Okay. Classic line. That's a classic Islam one-liner. He hits this at every press conference. He's known for this. It's his go-to. Not send to Dagestan 2 to 3 years forget. Not easy sleepy trainee. Need new haters. The old ones are starting to like me. That's an Islam special. All right. Let's look at some of Ankalaev's tweets. We need more haters. Because Ali and Ankalaev are both fighters. Because all my haters started to like me. Hashtag no Shama. Of course, this was before UFC 320, where Ankalaev got colded in round 1. I think less than a minute it needed, but Ankalaev posts a selfie that Craig Jones... I didn't even notice that. I mean, what the heck is that? He already has... Ali has the best shaped head, I think, in the world. That could be model-like. And now he has a smiley face sunset thing on it, too. That's intense. That is... I didn't know... I may not make this video because that's kind of sick. Anyways, I got off topic. So... Ali's obviously the one taking this selfie, and then Ankalaev tweets, "We need more haters because all my haters started liking me. Hashtag no Shama." Again, classic Ankalaev move. He says this all the time. He's known for this. I think Lucas Tracy taught him this, but that's a known catchphrase from Ankalaev. Let's go on. Let's look at this one. Guys, Thursday during the press conference, I have something to say to every light heavyweight on this card. Tune in on Thursday for the press conference, smiley face. Now, I'm going to give you a chance to guess what Ankalaev said on that press conference. Have you guessed? He said nothing. He brought nothing up. He was quiet. I think he said no Shama, and then obviously his classic line, "We need more haters, new haters, because all my old haters are starting to like me. Hashtag no Shama." He did say that, I think 3 times in the press conference, but he said no Shama, and I think that's about it for the press conference. Of course, Ali definitely didn't write this tweet to get people to look at the press conference and then not tell Ankalaev about it and have him say nothing like an idiot. I'm sure he didn't do that. But that's weird. That's weird. Let's look at something else. Let's look at, I think is this, another famous, oh dude, how do you get a head shape like that. That is insane. That is insane. Like, do you see that? Look at that head shape. Like, Gene Silver after Diego Lopez, where it's like, I don't know. I really don't know how you do that. But he did. I don't know. Anyways, selfie from Ankalaev. Obviously, Ali's taking the selfie, but Ankalaev's tweeting. Twitter Kings at Ali Abdelaziz 00. Ankalaev posted this, obviously. Ali's just not Twitter farming himself off of Ankalaev. Let's move on. Here's Ali saying, last night was a special moment. Islam captured his second UFC title and reclaimed his place as pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. I'm truly grateful to be a part of this journey. Does that say, we remain humble? We keep working. Because in this game you experience both sides' wins and losses. That's the reality of the sport. We stay humble. Let me see if I can find that. Which one is that? Nope, it's the wrong one. Wrong one. Don't mind this. Oh, crap. Which one is it? Is it this one? No. This one. We stay humble, huh? We remain humble. We keep working. Okay, that's cool. Sure, yeah, Ali's a part of the team. He doesn't, steal, it. If Aiden Ross was to do a collab with him, he wouldn't take all the time with Aiden Ross and choke him out cold and make it all about him. I'm sure Ali wouldn't do that, because we remain humble. He's sounding like an Elliot Taporia fan. That's cool, that's cool. What's next? Jack Magalena made Islam work so hard because he's high level. Keep up your head up, champ. You'll be back. Why'd I add this in? I don't know. I thought it was funny. This actually doesn't need anything. Never mind. Don't mind this one. Now this one. Kamaru Usman. Congratulations to Islam Makhachev. Dominant performance. Ali reposted this. Now, it'd be crazy if Kamaru Usman happened to get a title shot if he's 1-3 in his last 4 fights. That would be crazy. It just so happens that Ali manages both Islam and Usman, though. And that most of the time his fighters get what they want. And I think Dana said he's like a great friend with Ali. Ali somehow, while not working for the UFC, is the most influential man in the UFC while not being a part of it. So this is just a teaser for, who's Islam's next fight could be. Just be prepared, just in case. This is subtle foreshadowing. In case Usman somehow gets the title shot. I'm sure he won't. What's next? So this was Ali, again, if you look back at, is it this one? We remain humble. Shut up, you are 0-2 in Madison Square Garden. Everyone beat you because you are a clown. Welcome to New York. This was, of course, in response to someone saying, yeah, not gonna lie, dude, getting jumped by 10 dudes and didn't get knocked down, even took one of them down. Of course, the infamous Dylan Dennis-John Pork fight that happened after, was it during the Beneil Dariush, Benoit Saint Denis KO? I think so. I think it was during it. So you had a double header on the to start the co-main. You had a double header. So Ali's saying, because he's so humble, he's saying, you're 0-2 in Madison Square Garden. Of course, the first time is when Khabib submitted Conor McGregor, and they all jumped Dylan Dennis and didn't get punished for it. And of course, this time, they also again jumped Dylan Dennis, 10 guys, and Dylan got banned from UFC events. So, but they remain humble. That's cool. Cool. I mean, I'm not saying Dylan Dennis didn't deserve it, but, jumping people's pretty cool. Getting no punishment for it's pretty cool. Saying to deport other people. Welcome to New York, by the way. Ali knows. Ali is a representative of New York. He loves the towers. He's a big fan of New York, alright? He travels there all the time. he can definitely leave the U.S. and come back anytime he wants. He only has one passport, not a whole bunch. That's a joke. Anyways, I just want to go over this because, you know, I just thought Ali's a little weird. Not weird. He's really cool. Please don't do anything to me. But yeah, that's the video. Also, let's see. I was gonna bring something up. Basically, Sergey Spivak is out. Is out of the Samuel Gaziev fight at UFC Qatar. Not sure why he pulled out, but Waldo Cortez Acosta jumped in. I'm saying Waldo for a late round finish, maybe a decision, but I see him finishing him. He finished Delija. I think Gaziev's a little sloppier than Delija, so he can get that finish. He could finish Waldo before anything happens, but I don't think so. I do want to say Waldo decision just because he took Sergey Spivak to a decision, who's a lot more dangerous than Gaziev in my opinion. But I'm gonna go with Waldo knockout, round 2 or 3. I can see him doing the exact same way he did to Delija, where he like jabs. What was it? He counter jabbed or something. I forgot. It was was it like a check hook? I forgot it. That was a blur. Anyways, that's what I'm gonna pick. That's a little update on that. But yeah, that's today's video. Buy the numbers. No, it's don't be funny, make some money. Buy the numbers. Buy the numbers. Goodbye.